All right, all right. Calm down. Not not everyone at once, please. How's it going? It is morning. I'm thinking let's try to work a little bit more on this one. It's from 2 weeks ago maybe, but yeah, I gave it a quick just fill layer, but I wanna enhance it a bit. Hey Zillion, how's it going? How are you? It's 69. Phone. How dare you? Hey, Dr. Sheldon. How's it going? How is it going? I might as well start the timer as I'm not gonna ask for a topic today. I will paint on this one, so might as well, I guess, just get it on. Yes, might as well. So I see more and more people. There's a few now who have started with their hero painting or hero card. I will do my best. I can't. I don't think I can today, um, or maybe later in the evening today. I can give some feedback on the hero paintings so far, hero card paintings. Uh, but yeah, the idea is to it's the feedback should come faster at least. That's a goal I'm gonna try to incorporate. I think the more people join in, the more feedback it's gonna get. So I'm gonna I think organically have to find uh, a good system to give feedback. Hey, Provoking Perch, Frenchy Frencha, and Atski, how's it going? Provoking Perch, no, it's just that I see that more and more people are starting to post, and I want to make sure that it's a steady flow of feedback. Uh, and it's going to be a adaptation process, because I'm quite busy in general, and I do want to give feedback and not feedback in massive gaps. So it's something I have to try to figure out what's the best time for me to give feedback and help you guys push the painting. Hey, Bruno Romanos, Bruno. The guy with the Latin name, Bruno Romanos. Hey, Captain Paus, how's it going? How's it going? So today, like I said, I will try to finish this one, but it's far from finished, so I doubt I will be able to. Um, but whatever. Let's do it. I'll try. I'll try to finish it. Hey, come to Sam. Come to Sam. I'm a bit sick, but I'm good. My only issue with being sick is sleeping, um, and having a problem sleeping uninterrupted. Because for me, like when I have a cold, usually what's involved is also like a phlegmy throat, and I can't sleep well when it's like thick, you know, when it's a really hard time swallowing. That keeps me awake. I have figured out like techniques how to sleep in order for it to work, but still, when it's extra, when you're extra sick, it's hard to, you know, have a good night's sleep constantly. Well, but it is what it is. Rest is not the luxury I can afford. Who's gonna design the cool stuff for games if not me, right? These paintings are not gonna paint themselves, you know. But yeah, the hero cards, I will start mine as well. I think it'll be a good thing for you guys to see. I think I will do it every Friday. Will be Hero Card Friday, where I will like let's say 5 minutes before the stream, I will just kind of go through them, just looking at them, and then at 10 past the normal time, I will start my card, working on my card. Hey, talking about me, Joe. I know I'm not the most beautiful person in the world, but cheers, man. Hey, Jenny, good morning. I'm joking, Joe. I'm joking. Relax. Sure you do. Sure you do. The emotions. That being said, uh, yesterday was, I don't know how many of you know, but it was International Men's Day yesterday. You might, uh, a modern young person of today might go, ah, why should men have a day? They're already ruling the world, patriarchy and all that. Uh, but that's not the reason why uh, there's a man's day. Concept Sam, cheers. It's a huge problem with men and not having good role models, and depression and like the suicide rate of uh, men versus women is 3 times as high, um, even in the same living conditions. So it's a huge problem of young men and men. Like anyone under 45 is the highest, the biggest reason for death, suicide. Not diseases or anything, but depression and suicide, you know. And I think it's an important thing to highlight. Like I wrote a post about it on Facebook yesterday, but we kind of got into the topic by me shitting on myself, on as a joke, obviously. But I think it's important that there is positive role models, and that men do talk about their feelings. because it's so easy not to. Because I know myself. Zealand, yeah, exactly. Men mean it and do it, while generally, statistically, women use it as a source of communication. Well, men, when they get to that point, they do it for real. You know? But anyways, I kind of know. Hey, Spicy Latino, how's it going? I know myself, like as a father and a husband, I gotta be the rock. Like I am not allowed to have a weekday. Like generally, that is the impression of like a man, right? A man should be in control. I can't like in that sense, like cry one day because then the whole family will feel it, which is like this is in my case, it's not a big thing. I am a strong person. I don't need to, I don't need to cry. I don't bottle up my emotions to that point where crying is the outlet. But any other person that feels like doing that and they can't because it's not like us, accepted as their part in society, that's like because emotions are such a powerful thing, it's such a negative, it can melt you, like corrode you from the inside. And that, I think that's what leads a lot of people like to take those drastic measures, is not because they have a hard life in that sense. That's why there's a higher rate of suicide attempts or suicides. But I think it's just a combination of everything, and I think it's important that, like yesterday, to point that out, that suicide is not the answer. Hey, Siart. Sorry for the heavy topic, but it was yesterday about Men's National Men's Day, and it's a huge part of why that day exists. Hey, Captain Jetlag, how's it going? Zialin, yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. You can't. That's the weird thing. Like as a man, you're not allowed unless if you do. That it's like holy shit. The walls of my world has been pulled down, right? Hey, Dev Burmak, how's it going? I feel the same, even though, like I said, I'm a strong person. I talk about my emotions and so on, but I feel like I'm not allowed to fully express my emotions like day to day basis, because if I have a shit day, everyone has a shit day. Because like, what? You're supposed to be the calm, collected guy, right? And I'm not allowed to be weak, which is weird. Which is a lot of, I think it's a lot of men's position. Like if you think about, generally speaking, like your father, the role he plays, he's not the emotional one, right? He has to be the rock. He has to be the safe space. Hey, I'm D. How's it going? Captain Jetlag. Yeah, yesterday was International Men's Day, and one of the things with that day is to highlight suicide and depression. That it's not the solution, and that it is a problem for men, huge amount. The rock, the protector. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was International Men's Day yesterday, and you see, even the cause of it, like the reason why that day exists, like how this is gonna could be like a topic that gets a lot of flame. But like, you know, the TV show Ellen, her her way of celebrating Men's Day was to have like a top 10 hot men list. And for me, that was like, if it was the other way around, if it was like on Women's International Women's Day, and a TV show would go like, "Oh, to celebrate Women's Day, here's a top 10 hottest women uh, half naked list. Let's go through them." It would be like on the news, TV studios would explode, you know. But apparently it's men, so it's okay. I am Dio. Cool. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Yeah, so that's like funny. So it's such a you know, double standard in a way. Anyways, I don't really care about it. But there is this stand-up comedian who jokes about uh, the like difference between men and women and so on. Captain Jetlag. mm, maybe, maybe not. I mean, I don't mind being objectified, objectify away every day. I don't care. And for me, that's like a topic, and a topic about like women's strength versus man's strength and so on. And a part of you know, I have a daughter. Uh, a lot of you know that I have a daughter, but maybe not all of you know she's disabled with autism. And a huge part of me is like so annoyed that that I know she's going to be a strong person, but you know, she has a disability and you know, kind of mental handicap in a way uh, due to it. So she's not gonna be you know, like a fully fledged person in the same degree as someone without it, which annoys me a lot because I know I would be able to make a really strong woman out of out of my daughter. The same like I know my son is going to be a really strong man mentally as well as physically, and I know I would have done it to my daughter as well, made her like no bullshit strong woman that is not meek. And it's a huge part of me like is really sad about it because I think even though like there is strong-minded women, I think in general it's on average, like statistically, there's a lot of they make themselves a victim. Like I've thought about this a lot. Um, like a man, if there's a disagreement or injustice happening to a man, average, you know, they wouldn't they wouldn't go like poor me in a way. They would go, all right, let's confront it or solve it. And it's like a fundamental difference. Even though, like, let's say a strong woman would go, you know, I'm not gonna back down or all these things. You know, that's good. That's great that they do. But like fundamentally, there is a difference in I think reactionary, like with when you don't think about it too much, when it's like on autopilot. Like my cousin, my kid's cousin, she's a year older than my son, and they play a lot. And when she fights with her little brother, which is the age of my daughter, versus when Hugo my son fights with her younger brother, it is I mean, obviously the personality involved and so on, yeah, of course, but on, generally there is a difference. I think chemical difference in how male and females respond. But you can't really discuss this nowadays because you're going to be flagged as an asshole, because everyone is beautifully equal, which we're not. I'm not saying that anyone is worth less. I'm just saying we are different from each other. I mean, chemically, we are absolutely different. Just take testosterone and estrogen as an example. If I flood myself with estrogen, my body physically will change, and chemically as well, because I've introduced a chemical that affects everything. Why not the main like mental abilities as well? Because it's definitely not just a single point of interruption if I introduced estrogen in my body. It will affect everything. Same with if you pump a woman full of testosterone, she's going to change instantly. Not instantly, but everything is going to change about her. Captain Jetlag. It's okay. You can go ahead and think that, Captain Jetlag. Brandon, yeah, I think it's the whole you're not allowed to discuss things. I think it's I think there's multiple things that affects that. I think one big part of it is internet, and the internet culture of having to win. Like I notice it with a lot of people where you can't have a discussion and being able to take an unbiased point of view, or having the ability to what's it called, deceit? No, not forfeit, but take step down from an opinion. What's that? Deceit? Rescind? No, rescind is taking back. Anyways, being able to say, yeah, sure, my opinion in this matter is wrong. Let's continue discussing. Concede, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Zealin. And I noticed it in a lot of people, and their inability to have a discussion because they just want to be right. It doesn't matter if they're wrong. They're just like, no, I'm going to win. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, but you're not winning. And it's so prevalent in a lot of people's behavior. And for me, that is a sign of weakness, that they can't concede a point, for example. So let's see, Captain Boss. There is also cultural weight regarding patriarchy. Bad habits appeared by the bad example, but they don't believing that they are weak. Did not they end up believing it, even if it's false? Well, the thing is, patriarchy. I think that itself is. I don't think it's the correct thing, because I think it's generation, and generations are not a patriarchy. It is old school, and we need to change that generation of control to the next generation, and then we're going to have another thing, and then eventually when enough people have died and new people take their places, it's going to be a different society. we can't change an old man's or an old woman's mind because they've lived with their thoughts for 50 years unchallenged. And then add the win culture to it. I am right, you are wrong, regardless. And I think that's the problem with societies and structures and things. Like you can't change something that's which is a routine, a loop that's been looping until the gap between the people in control versus the people want change are lessened by time. That's the only time you can have change, unless you like what's it called, uh, dethrone. Lack of better word. Dethrone people, take their place. Even yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a tricky subject though. Like saying that there is a difference between sexes and just a flat out statement saying that, but it's definitely a physical and mental difference between men and women. That's I think that fact you can't disregard in the and even like the whole topic of like interchange or changing sexes. Their biological structure is still male if it's a male to female transition. Like if you go to the hospital, you need surgery. They can't give you medicines aimed for women because you are biologically a man, even though you look like a woman and behave like a woman. Your chemistry, your makeup inside is of a male biologically, and that's where it's like, should a man to female MMA fighter? There was on the news the other month that this man to female fighter who is in the women's league cracked another woman's skull, and I think that's you're not allowed. You can't be a man fighting a woman. Physically, that's unfair. The man, generally speaking, will destroy the woman. You can't deny it. It's just too much power in a man. In the bottom up structure of a man is different from a woman. And yes, a woman can be a badass fighter. Yes, a woman can win over a man. But generally, in competition, in anything strength related, it's unfair. And by proof, but in that MMA fight, a transsexual person fighting in women's league and breaking a woman's skull. It's like, what? Captain Jetlag, yeah. Bruno, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, anyone can be attacked if you have an opinion. It depends on how your opinion is based. Like I'm not saying anything wrong now, right? I'm not putting anyone down. I'm merely defining facts in that sense. It's not like a politically charged, even in the hot topic of interchange sex, right? But you can't deny there is a physical difference between man and woman in power. That's why female athletes takes testosterone, which is a thing that men make to get power. They get way more muscle mass, denser skeleton, uh, higher regeneration like recovery regeneration, all due to testosterone. Well, unless Kilrathi, yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? Milik, yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with it. There's a lot of old school thinking which is wrong, and also by this, defining it as patriarchy, it's also like a trend word. But it's the only way we can describe old school way of thinking, I guess. And I do agree it's wrong that they abuse women and put women down and so on in the old way of thinking. And I don't think it would is happening to that extent anymore. Uh, Hopefully, it's a thing of the past, right? Because who wants to be abused? Who wants to be put down? Who wants to be? Uh, it's obvious that it shouldn't happen. I think this discussion has stayed in a healthy room. It hasn't blown out of control, which is good. Hey, Hernsa, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Please come again. Same time, every day. Mili. Is it Milika or Milica? Or Milica? Anyways. Yeah, I agree. It's horrible. It shouldn't have happened. It's a it's a horrible way to treat people, which shouldn't be the case. You know, regardless patriarchy or not, no one should be treated in the way you described. But also, like you said, it's great that you have this sterner look on things and no bullshit attitude, which is great. Um, it's only good for its battle ready mind state, so to speak. You gotta have a little bit of skin on your nose, woman or man, doesn't matter. You need to be able to have the maturity to go, oh, you're an idiot. All right. I don't need to listen to you anymore. Wash your hands and walk away instead of like, I'm not saying that's what women do. I am saying that's what some people do, men and women. Erika, yeah, well, yeah, well, it's a physical fact. When it comes to physical things, it's a fact. You can't deny it. But then there's intellect. Intellect is not based on a physical. There's no physical, uh, nothing with physical that at advantage that can change the intellect. Intellect is a completely different machine, right? And then it's just who's the smarter person, not what are you born as. You know that's not the case. All right, end of the stream. It was a lot of talking, very little painting, but I enjoyed the warm up. It was good. Hopefully, no one is offended. I don't think there was anything offensive being said. Uh, yeah, half an hour just blew by. Captain Boss, no, unfortunately, I can't. I have a big contract to deal with, things to juggle. Let's see what Tim Remmers is doing. What's that SK Moondog do? Oh, that's kind of pretty. Let's rate that person. Hopefully that is correctly spelled. All right. Is someone doing beautiful birds in watercolors, I think, or acrylics? Have a great day, everyone. Good night if you're in that part of the world. If you're new, you don't know how raids work, just accept the pop-up. I'm going to switch over to the channel after the outro. Thanks everyone for sitting in the stream. See you guys tomorrow at the same time, like now, minus 30 minutes. Have a good one, everyone. Toodles.